All right, YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna relax. I'm not gonna curse as much. I'm just gonna take my time and go through the BS that I'm dealing with. Because if you didn't speak about it, nobody would ever believe you, now would they? So, of course, with my security experience, I can get any job I want to, any security job I want, easy peasy. You start a new job, and guess you're thinking when you're starting the security job, hey man, I just got this new job. You hire me for full time, and bam, you got your 40 hours. It's supposed to be like that when you start a new job, right? When you start a new job, you're supposed to have a full schedule. Am I right? Guess how many days your boy got? Dos. Finna crash out, bro. Finna crash out, nigga. Are you serious? Not to mention, I don't even know where to start. You in for orientation. There's one other chick here, she's yawning, keeps showing her belly, got a fat ass, keep bending over in front of me, fucking the whole orientation, they're going back and forth trigger words, there's a point in the time where they talk about, how you can't, I seen that same thing with Garden World, Allied, Securitas, you can't make post about the job. If you do security, you know what I'm talking about when you're going over orientation, how they said you can't give your opinion if the news channel is there at your site, and you can't make videos, and as the lady's talking about, you can't make videos of a person you don't like. She makes this face, and then the chick next to me was like I'm just laughing because I don't even know where to start, and it's just like Pittsburgh, PA. I'm harassed to all shit, bro. The whole city knows me, bro. These niggas are so full of shit, and I just so find it funny. And I gotta fucking pay $800 in rent. It's about to go up when next month hits, so I'll owe over 1,000. But I'm gonna try to see if I can. Today I'm gonna give them $250 for my unemployment, which fucking sucks. But I was expecting to get a full-time job and, $18 an hour. And I guess the good thing is that no matter what site I go to, it's $18 an hour. So that's cool. But it's just, I'm in that motherfucker, and it's just trigger words. I could tell the harassment game is already, it's there, niggas is just already prepared for you. Like, what do y'all want, man? Like, this program, isn't it? It's not about you bettering yourself. These people put you in situations and then want to spread the community. Oh, look, he can't get his shit together. And then when you get up and try, why don't y'all tell y'all side, perps and gang stalkers and harassers? Why don't y'all tell y'all side? Why don't y'all tell how, nigga, I'm working like literally, and these niggas even started with my Garda World job. This nigga will not give me days, so I get another job. Would they put me on 2 fucking days, bro? 2 days, and I gotta pay fucking rent. I ain't never started a security job, and these niggas put me on 2 days. But then again, I kind of blame them because I was supposed to do the orientation last week, right? And then she had blah 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 surgery, and I was at the job site when she called me to ask to come in Tuesday. I was like, I can't do that, I'm at the job. And she's like, oh, you're gonna have to wait till next week then. You telling me y'all couldn't have anybody else do my fucking orientation? So that's pretty much the excuse, quotation you guys can't see. That's the excuse they told me, the reason why pretty much everyone got their sites filled out. But being in Pittsburgh, it's perp activity, bro. Let me just calm down. I told myself I was going to go live. I might go live a little later. This video is not going to be too long. I'm going to kind of keep it cordial, peaceful. And there we go. The dude who lives next door to me want to start making noise and shit. That's why I don't like making content in my room. Typically I like to find a nice little quiet place outside because at least I can get some type of peace, and usually they'll start some shit, but it is what it is, man. This full-time Truman Show is just insane, bro. I'm tired of fucking, hearing indirects or subliminals about how weird and crazy I am, but all I deal with is weird and crazy people, dude. It just doesn't make any sense. You're a crazy man, so let's all act crazy and weird. Like, I don't get it. The logic behind harassment is bullshit. You deal with this shit long enough, you start to realize your society is filled with sick, sadistic people. You start to realize your communities is filled out with a bunch of sellouts, a bunch of slave for a dollar ass niggas, man. Do anything, bunch of yes man, yes sir, bunch of little space cadets, like little fucking, like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, just how high fucking jump, how high, a bunch of how high people, a bunch of I'ma follow somebody off a bridge, if they tell me to. Like, that's literally what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a programmed society. You're dealing with a money-hungry society. You're dealing with a cultic, ritualistic, satanic society. You're dealing with true evil, truly sadistic people in your communities / society. And when you deal with it long enough, you just develop a mindset. Most of us, we typically don't want to take care of ourselves, stop living like a normal human being, say fuck society, fuck the world, and shut ourselves off. But despite these people already isolating us through, indirect, subliminal slander, defamation of character, bullshit like that, the weak shit. And I ultimately feel the last step, when nothing else gets to you and you won't do anything to incriminate yourself, the last step is sex offender or pedophile, to truly get everyone on board. No criminal record, no history of violence, not texting anybody or anything. Hell, if anything, I'm more considered to be a fucking incel. You start to realize niggas depriving you from fucking just being in a relationship, having sex. Like, nigga, you're dealing with real sadistic people. Understand that. Niggas hate you so much they don't even want you to sit on a corner and laugh and talk to somebody. Nigga, what? Niggas don't even want you to have a conversation with somebody. Niggas don't even want you to sit in your room and talk like this and just be yourself without starting to outside your door. Shout out to the fucking perp who sticks his doors open. I guarantee this nigga dick on my door right now. Fucking sociopaths, dude. It's like you just have no breathing room. Being a targeted individual, you start to realize your privacy is just out the window. This is why in a lot of cases I just truly don't give a fuck. Sometimes, the troll in me would fucking, a lot of these perps, I like to prove them right sometimes, be a little musty, a little stinky, just to see what they say then, Sometimes, like, I deal with this harassment for so long, it is what the fuck it is. I understand it's a cult game. It's like Squid Game, Hunger Games, And when you're in a society full of a bunch of sellouts, a bunch of fucking weak-minded people who are too scared to stand up to the beast, typically nothing really you can do. The only thing you can really do is focus on your own happiness. Then you start to realize a lot of it is really mental. Yeah, they cut out interaction with other human beings. You're never going to run into a normal person just to have a normal conversation without or scratching temple, the usual crap. And sorry for doing it again. I don't want y'all to think differently of me. It's just you gotta give proof sometimes. It just sucks. Hearing and experiencing the same thing that doesn't make any goddamn sense. What time is it? Should be getting paid pretty soon. I gotta walk out. Go give these people fucking $250 of my unemployment, bro. I can't do nothing. But I guess the good news is I'm on 2 days, so I ain't gotta waste $25 on transportation. Of course, I can still hear them. Just clinking shit. These people are fucking pathetic, dude. You know, I'm pretty sure the camera picked that up. You know, niggas just dick on the door type of niggas. Excuse my language, but it is what it is. Literally floor full of fucking creeps and weirdos. You know, isn't that crazy, T.I.s? You start to realize everything they're projecting you is the type of individuals they keep around you. A bunch of criminals, lowlifes, pieces of shit, predators, fucking... I mean, I already showed proof of this. It is what it is. You know, everybody have this attitude that they're so much better than you. Motherfuckers is forcibly trying to treat you like an animal. Just put you in a situation where you can feel complete misery and insanity. I don't know the words I'm looking for. Niggas just want you to suffer. I keep forgetting the world has been given to the hands of the wicked and that satanic cities exist. And Pittsburgh, sadly, is one of them. The type of feeling I get just walking outside. People don't seem like they're full of life, you know? People don't feel like they're radiating. Like, I don't never walk past people and just get this feeling of, man, like, these people are happy, I'm happy. I don't get, if you know, you know. I think I'm when it comes to that, I'm speaking to my empathetic people who truly understand. You know, it's just, you don't get that feeling of just peace around other individuals. It's just chaotic. You know, I'm walking past people in the downtown Pittsburgh, all I just hear is people cursing, niggas talking about, oh, this person talking shit on me, and blah, 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 and, oh, I'm gonna beat down nigga, I'm gonna kill this nigga, blah, blah, blah. It's so fucking toxic, bro. I don't even want to step outside most days. You know, I don't care, these fucking assholes, anxiety, fear, whatever these assholes are going to say. Honestly, there's two main reasons. I don't want to deal with Truman Show and the energy fucking in this city is horrible. If you want to label me bitch, you want to label me soft, pussy, whatever, I mean, whatever you assholes want to think of next. You know, it is what it is, man. I just don't like dealing with foolery. I'm a person who likes peaceful environments. So even if I can't get that, even if you are forcing me into chaos, I am going to try to create my own peaceful environment. So, you know, if you know me in Pittsburgh, you see my face, you know, I live my life because I search for peace every day. And I can tell with you demons, you devils, you sadistic people who never fucking leave, especially the assholes who live around me, right? You know, it's just, their job is to just try to take that from you every second of the day. Picture yourself listening to, say you decide to sit in a room all day, right? Right, just hear me out. Say you got niggas are so obsessed with trying to destroy your peace or bother you every millisecond. Let's say if you stayed in your room from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., right? Hear me out. If you stay in your room from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and you decide to just turn on movies all day. You know, you got your speaker, you got your radio, whatever the case may be. And you're blaring shit in your room just so you can have some type of noise. And every time there's like a cut, you know, like say I'm the music, blah, 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 You hear that silence? Somebody decides to, every time that silence hits, somebody decides to. So say that silence occurs so every hour, say if that silence occurs from 8 to 9 o'clock, right? I'm just, you're doing this from 8 to 8, but I'm just giving you an example. From 8 to 9 o'clock, there's a total of like maybe every 5 minutes, there's a hint of silence. You got a motherfucker every 5 minutes ready to make some type of frequency. If you're understanding me, if you're following me, do you not see how insane that is? Do you not see how fucking ludicrous that is? Every time there's a hidden silence, and for those 8 to 8, you hearing that same exact frequency of sound. Do you not know how sick that is? Perfect synchronicities. Perfect. I don't give a flying. If you're a T.I., you sit there, Don't worry about it. No, at this point, real TIs, it doesn't matter. You can fucking go 5 years ignoring this shit. One day you just gonna be like, yo, what the are y'all doing, dude? We're only human and we're dealing with non-human behavior, bruh. That's literally, you start to realize it's literally meant to make you go crazy, bro. This is why I try my best to make, when I talk about my harassment, when I try to give other people hope, I try to make light out of it. I make jokes about it. You know they're not going to stop. You know, they're literally waiting for that crash out moment. So nigga, I'ma fucking troll these assholes the whole way to the grave. You know, you got me fucked up, bro. Niggas really want you to wake up and be miserable. That mindset alone is like, bro, this program lets you know how fake the world really is. How like real people are a rarity. People who's not gonna play these sadistic games and join in on the harassment. Like, bro, it's so hard to find a real ass person in this world. Especially when you got programs like gang stalking, bro, bringing a whole community together to do evil. We're the heroes. You're the crazy person. You're the bad person. Let's watch you be innocent and do nothing to nobody. And we do the most illegal, unconstitutional, terroristic fucking behavior to you every millisecond of the day while you do nothing. But you're the bad guy. You're the monster. You deserve this. Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be real, man. You know, even if you do say fuck it as a TI, me personal experience, don't resort to violence. But for the TIs who actually crashed out, I don't think you deserve to deal with any punishment. You know, that's just my personal, that's just my personal opinion. I feel like you shouldn't deal with any type of punishment, especially when niggas is poking a lion. I feel like if you're pushing somebody to commit a heinous act, if that heinous act end up targeting you because you provoked that, then you deserve to get whatever you know. But we all know sadly it's not like that. The government bends to their will. This is why they do unconstitutional, illegal tactics to the target, because they're above the law. You know, it's their artificial law they created in the first place. You know, you know how many times, especially the no weed shit, I know certain tactics with that. You know how many times I've seen a car in front of me puffing, they'll see me puff hella weed smoke outside the car window, and it'll literally be a cop right behind them with their windows down, and they fucking won't do nothing. I done seen so much foolery in Pittsburgh. This is why I just have an attitude of not caring. A lot of people, especially new TIs, they may find my channel and be like, "You're kind of perpy, you have this attitude of, you're not. I can't take you serious. Understand? I'm sarcastic by nature. I'm not going to let a program take me from who I am, but at the same time, I'm also a person with a lot of information, and I just like being myself. This targeting shit you're gonna have you acting differently. Sometimes it can have you acting how they want you to act, and that's a scary thing. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Coffer Waffer. Hopefully the camera picked that up. These people are fucking losers. Anyway, it's just after a while. Oh, what time is it? I'm probably gonna have to cut this video. Oh yeah, I got paid, baby. Oh yeah, I got paid. $3.19, baby. $3.19. Let's go give them $2.50, and I don't even know what I want. Oh yeah, they're starting to mess with my mail too. Like not even here, like actual Amazon is starting to mess with my mail. My zippers broke off my PC handheld, so I gotta fucking replace that. I can't have $1,000 fucking PC handheld getting any type of damage to it. So 3 times in a row, these niggas done messed with my order, bro, and said there was something wrong with the delivery. I don't feel like editing the video because I could literally show y'all. I don't feel like editing the video now. It just doesn't matter, man. I know everything is just a game. Like, even the other 2 times, it's like, bro, how? What is wrong with my delivery? How am I doing 1 day shipping through Amazon Prime, and y'all do the same thing every time? It's a 3 day delay, and sometimes it won't even come. They literally did that with all my chargers. And you know what I find funny? Because I got tired of my chargers breaking, right? I bought 3, and I guess it's price. I guess you can blame it on that. But here's the part that got me. I bought 3 65-watt chargers. They're all $20, right? Tell me why when they stop working, they all stop working the same day. What can you do when the Amazon delivery driver starting to fuck with your mail? So you start to get on this healthy diet, you start to get certain shit. Stuff that should be sealed is being delivered to you open. I have an attitude about this harassment of nonchalantness and not caring because it's too much, bro. At this point, I understand these people just want me moving in fear. Literally, these people just want me scared as a little bitch sitting in the corner, scared to just come out my room, explore the world, to talk. And it's the control. I'm not going for it, bro. One thing I kind of hated moving through this life is when people try to tell you what to do and how to live your life. And not that best friend that's telling you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. No, like, these people have a narcissistic way where they're trying to force humble you and trying to tell you how to live your life or what the things you should be doing through psychological fucking tactics. It's the most fucking cowardly, bitchy shit, man. I can't explain it. I need to learn to stop cursing, but it's just, how else do you explain cowardly behavior? You're just being a bitch at this point, while at the same time projecting someone else to be a bitch, and y'all literally using thousands of people to harass one person. Even if I was a bitch, wouldn't that the logic behind harassment? Wouldn't the logic of being scared, wouldn't that be natural fucking perps watching? Like, y'all harassment make no sense sometimes, bro. Even though I'm not, but I'm just saying, even if I was, that would be justified. You're waking up every day dealing with the same synchronicities. You're dealing with stalking and harassing. You're really dealing with actual creepy weirdos. So yeah, there was a point in time when I first was dealing with this, I was scared. Now it's just like I said, going back to the whole Doing Out Loud when I said, now when I walk out, I'm just numb to everything. Nigga don't even flinch out loud sounds anymore. The car horns loud, nigga. These niggas even resorted to using cars. And I hate when I know when I'm dealing with street theater, because it's a pattern to it, Like just a couple of days ago, I hear I'm walking to work at night and I'm hearing nothing but cars with that pop pop pop, that gunshot shit, and it's just from walking from home to work, it's just consistent. Like I'm hearing like 5 different cars do it. I get off in the morning, pop 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 pop. I go back to work that night, pop 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 pop. And then those are only 2 days I heard all that bullshit, bro. It's too synchronized. And it was literally right after the video where I said I barely flinch from things nowadays. Like, these people watch you. These people got niggas living around you. These niggas watch your YouTube if you make content speaking about gang stalking. These niggas are at your job. These niggas out in the community. These niggas, you go out to an open field, I guarantee you won't see a nigga with a dog or a red shirt and start recording you, aiming a phone at you, bro. Like, it's... niggas sure do a lot for supposed cowards and soft people. The way these niggas be observing and harassing and stalking and monitoring, you gotta think we was on America's Most Top Wanted, bro. Niggas running an investigation for fucking 6 years? I'm going on 6 years? 6 years, 7 years? Niggas running an investigation on niggas. Some T.I.'s been dealing with this shit 10, 20 years. I know I'm gonna make it up there, maybe. The spaz of God wants me to live a while longer. But that's crazy to think about, niggas treating you the same way for 10, 20 years, bro. That's kind of fucked up, dude. You know, and then as a real TI, you're looking through the community, you're seeing how a bunch of killers and murderers and thugs living their best lives. You get harassed by everybody. Nigga, I done seen all type of weird shit in Pittsburgh. You know, Pittsburgh has this problem where they like creating characters. You'll literally see certain people in a corner, and they'll be there for years, bro. You'll see them talking to people and stuff like that. You look at some of these people who out on Pittsburgh, you can search them up on the sex offender list app. You know, let me just say that for the Pittsburghers that live here, understand they create characters out of broken people. Everybody you see downtown Pittsburgh, they did some fucked up. They raped a chick, you know, molestation, all that shit, bro. I done did it. I done did my research. But according to federal law, I'm not allowed to show y'all these people, and you know, because of harassment. You know, isn't that funny? You know, you want to protect these people because you don't want them to deal with harassment, right? Yeah, right. And me, no criminal record, no history of violence. You know, no, like, come on, bro. We deal with harassment every day. This world is such. Like, why we gotta stay in the realities where the evil overlords, I know y'all are killers and thugs down to y'all core, but the way y'all fuck with us is just so bitch made, bro. It's so just mentally cowardly, bro. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's just me. It just, because whenever I had a problem back in the day, we would talk to each other or we'd fight it out. There's no in between, you know? And these people, it's like they want to let you know how they feel through indirects and subliminals, wording shit, you know, talking shit about you, but not directing it to you. I have no respect for you perps, dude. Just like I'm pretty sure y'all feel the same about me, but at least I'm going to come out and I'm going to say what's going on. I'm going to say what niggas is doing to me. You know, I'm going to defend myself. You know, it feels like we live in a generation where the more you try to defend yourself, the more you look guilty. Yeah, fuck this generation, man. Fuck this world. Fuck this mind-controlled society, bro. You know, you really start to realize 99% of the world is under mind control, man. Just do that fucking dollar bill. You know, niggas, and then mixed with the fact that people are fucking lazy and don't want to do shit. You know, you tell a nigga, oh, just follow this motherfucker around, you know, follow this motherfucker around the community, we'll give you $500 every week. Come on, man. And then you got a community full of criminals who can't work. Man, gang stalking is booming, nigga, especially if you stay in a city like Pittsburgh, where it's damn near a reflection of what's it called? Gotham City. Criminals everywhere, nigga. It's gonna be like hell every time you wake up because you got a bunch of druggies and people who don't want to do shit participating in your harassment. It's fucking sick. It's sick as hell, dude. And that's just the shit I see. A lot of this shit I be talking about, most people ain't really gonna feel what I'm going through unless you actually came to Pittsburgh, PA. If you actually came to Pittsburgh, PA, you'll see exactly what I'm talking. If you're a real target, you're gonna see within a week. You know, I give you a fucking week, man, before shit just start to look weird. You know, everybody start to look animated, and they get all the pss, 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 this person's this and pss, pss. Shut up, man, you fucking losers. That shit is so weird, man. I ain't never went out my way and actually felt, you know, like I'm from Atlanta. I'm all for joning and, you know, joking, shit talking and stuff like that. And I'll joke with your ass all day. But when you got niggas whispering and nobody want to say shit to you, that's just cowardly, bro. I don't care if you niggas is calling me crazy, weird, pedophile, fucking rapist, killer, murderer. I don't say it to my face, bro. For all you perps listening and watching, say it to my face. Stop being a government bitch. Don't use no trigger words. Don't use no indirects. So don't talk about your children and waiting for my reaction and how I respond. Nigga, fuck you and your goddamn kid, bro. You know, I wish all kids prosper, but you perps who want to constantly use your children and shit, like, I see so much. This is why I'm comfortable with saying these things, bro. Because I already know what it is. I know niggas done went down the list on calling me different titles, and I'm here to let y'all know, fuck y'all, bro. Fuck y'all and y'all goddamn opinion. Say it to my goddamn face. And I'll be honest with you. You know, niggas want to play this sadistic game and push people to the brink of insanity. I'll never understand you, Purse. That's why I know wherever life I have, I'll never join y'all. It's just so cowardly, the things that y'all do, man. It's disgusting, man. Let me slow down. We got 30 minutes. 30 minutes, you know, I've been cursing too much. They already know they probably gonna hide those ads again, you know, but it is what it is, man. This is Bahamut. Stay up, stay high vibrational. Remember, man, they not gonna do all this for a weak softy. Let's just say that. I don't want to curse too much. You know, they're not gonna do everything they do for a weak softy. You want to know the main reason why they doing this? Is because you see the truth and you're speaking about it. You're just not staying silent like all these sellouts, and that's the problem. Just like with the elitists, you know, covering their eye and having the shush, putting their finger in front of their mouth. This world, bro, niggas know what's up. Let's just say that. And on that note, this is Bahamut. I'm out of here. Stay up, stay high vibrational. I'm gone.